What's up everyone, Marcus here. Tonight I'm going to be performing right here at the Wiseguy at Trolley Square Mall, which is located right in the heart of downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. Now for those of you that think Trolley Square Mall sounds familiar, it is because yes, this was the site of a national tragedy in 2007. But that's not why we're here. We're here because this building is well over 100 years old, and the paranormal history is almost just as old as that. So we're here tonight to hang out at the Trolley Square Mall to see if we can run into any of its resident spirits, because I'm hoping to get Trolley scared. This is Ghost Talk. So now we're inside here at Trolley Square Mall, a place where I've been, I can't even count how many times. Now it's changed over the years, but one of the things that hasn't changed is the historic nature of this place. The structure that still stands around us still has a lot of the same brick, a lot of the same rock that was here when it was first built. Now, in order to kind of give you guys a better understanding of what the layout is here, I've been, well, lucky enough to be joined by Mandy. Now, Mandy, you work here at the mall. You are one of the managers here, and you're very familiar with this building. I mean, you're here every single day. Now, let me ask you. You've heard stories.
Yes.
You've had employees, you've had people who worked here prior, you've had construction crews, you've had all sorts of different people tell you that there are things here.
Yes, I have.
Have you ever seen anything here?
I've never seen anything, but I'm excited to know. There's enough stories to tell me there has to be something here. Walt is our most famous ghost, or that's how everyone refers to it. Refers to him. There could be several ghosts, we're not entirely sure. But supposedly at night when the construction workers would be here in the middle of the night, so the mall could be open during the day, that's when the most activity would happen, and the construction crew actually had a hard time keeping workers on site because they were quitting after being here with the activity going on at night.
I don't really stand a chance is what you're trying to tell me. If construction workers are running out of here in the middle of the, and they're getting paid
Yes.
to be here, and they're not coming back for money for anything.
What I've heard, there's no construction going on, so
There's some places that the public can't go.
that is correct.
And one of those places is your old offices.
Yeah, so before I worked here, the mall offices used to be up above the second level, and we'll take you on a tour up there. There's been lots of activity up there. The old property manager, she had several experiences, papers flying off her desk. The operations director said his stapler would go off in the middle of the night if he was working late. So it's pretty vacant up there now, just houses our Christmas decorations, but we can go on up.
Good. Can't wait to sit in a room full of creepy Christmas decorations. Alright, so we're gonna go head up there right now. Now while I'm walking around, you see me holding some stuff. As you guys know from our past episodes, this is my trusty spirit box here in the left hand, and this is our brand new Ovilus 3 in my right. Let's head upstairs and go check out these offices, alright? So now, we're gonna head even more upstairs to these old offices that, I guess, used to house where you guys operated out of.
Yeah, these old management offices, so they're up in the rafters.
That doesn't seem like the most fun place to work. Up in the rafters. Alright, well let's go find out why they moved their offices. So now we're up here in what used to be the old office space. Now, the first thing that I notice about this is it's 487 degrees up here. It is stifling up here. I mean, really hot. So now you guys actually used to work up here. There were people that worked up here, there were desks. And you said like a conference room was up here.
Correct. So this was the old management office. When the renovation happened in the last 5 to 7 years, they moved them downstairs to the hair salon where we're at now. We haven't done anything with the space since.
So now, this here, back here, is the main office that you said that your coworker had the experiences in.
Yes.
All right, well, let's head back there. It doesn't seem like there's any warning signs telling us not to do that. Oh wait, there it is. So this was the old office?
Yes.
You said they used staplers?
Yes. So
They moved
I have
papers?
stories of staplers going off. My old property manager, she would talk about a story at her desk that a postcard sitting on her desk went up, spun around, and came down and stood for a good couple seconds and then fell down, and the security officer left the office because they both witnessed it together.
So this is actually a very active spot in this
Yes.
mall. I think I want to come up here and sit here in the dark. I think that sounds like a lot of fun. What do you think, Ben?
Bring an air conditioner.
So we're gonna head back down into the mall. Let's walk through, have you tell us a little bit about the actual structure, and then let's head over and see this abandoned nightclub that you're telling me about, because you know what? I like the nightlife, and I like the boogie. So let's go see if maybe we can get some ghosts to party with us over at the nightclub too.
good.
Let's go. Now Mandy, this structure here wasn't just a mall. It wasn't built to be a mall. This was actually, has been around for decades.
Correct.
So tell me a little bit about what Trolley Square was back before it was a mall.
So it was originally the 10th ward to the LDS Church. Then it became the State Fairgrounds.
Okay.
And then they began to build it to be the housing for the car barns in 1908. And the ways are labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4. And per the stories, most activity tends to happen in the third bay. And the third bay is where the mall office that we were just upstairs is located.
Now why? Why would Third Bay be the most active?
Well, if you go through this story, possibly what happened to Walt was he was a mechanic on the trolley cars, and supposedly he got smashed and killed underneath one of them. So if it is Walt that's messing with you, it is a possibility that happened in the third bay.
It is interesting though, I will say this. There is kind of a heaviness here in this area. There's I don't know, I don't want to use the word reverence, that sounds weird, but it's almost like you don't want to talk about it. There's a quietness to this area. And we've found that there's been a lot of places that we'll go and you'll just kind of get a sense that the energy is a little different, it's a little more intense, a little heavier. Now, I'm just curious. I do know that right now you guys are going through, kind of a transition in some of these tenants.
Yes.
Is it just coincidence that this third bay is as empty as it is?
I've never thought about that.
As we were talking about the activity in Bay 3, this small orb streaks past, almost on command, almost as though Bay 3 was listening.
So right now we're gonna head outside of this main building into one of the outer structures, but again, this is still one of the original buildings that was here.
So we headed over to the abandoned former nightclub, Green Street, a place that we had heard was quite active.
Okay, and what was this building originally?
That's a great question.
Don't know?
Don't know.
We don't know why this place is very active, huh? But I was talking the other day to a security guard. He was telling us that he was walking by here the other day. Saw somebody walking around inside and went in to check it out. Ended up not finding anybody in there, but hearing glass break downstairs. Came downstairs, couldn't find a glass, couldn't find anybody in this building. So I'm curious. I really am curious why there is as much activity here as reported. But I guess it could just be, maybe Walt just walks over here from time to time.
Very well could be.
Hello? If there's anybody here, don't want to startle you, we're just here to look around. I'm going to turn on our spirit box as we walk through here and just ask a couple questions.
Immediately after I turned on the spirit box, a man's voice comes through and very clearly says help 3 times.
Is there anyone here? Where are you? We come back here and hang out with you in the dark. Is that cool if we come back here at night?
All right.
Yes, that was crazy.
I'm gonna come back here later tonight and hang out with you if that's cool, so thank you. I'm hoping you'll show up. Walt, are you here? Can you say your name?
Hear that?
That thing just said Walt. Walt, is that you? Is your name Walt? Walt, did you used to work here at Trolley Square? Walt, I want to know that it's you for sure. I think we hear you. Can you say something, Walt or Walter? Let us know it's you. Where are you? Can you touch one of us? Can you move something? Throw one of those glasses around? Thank you. Thank you. Walt. That just said Walt. That just said Walt, plain as day. That just said Walt. Not a single person here can dispute. That just said Walt. Walt, if that's you, that is so awesome. Thank you for talking to us. We're here to try to prove that you're real. Pretty cool. I just said that. It is pretty cool. Thank you. We're gonna come back here tonight and hang out with you. We hope that's cool. We want to thank you for talking to us. We'll let you go now, but will you come back and talk to us later? Sound like say sure. Walt, you're awesome. Yep, same voice. It is the same voice. I think there really is something to these stories about Trolley Square. So does he.
As we all started to leave to head back to the main building, Green Street let us know it wasn't quite done getting our attention.
Dude, did it hit you like a ton of bricks at the end of that hall? I got full on spooked, dude.
Really ghost hot? I'm thinking like sweating hot.
No, it's hot. It is.
There's a lot of activity.
There's a lot of things going. Ooh!
When we go down to the
Whoa, dude. Whoa. Something. I just got chills from head to toe. I just got, like, that was enough to get my, and let's face, look at us, shoot us. Shoot Dick over here for a second. This is what it looks like in here. Okay, yesterday, I don't know what it is right now, but yesterday in Salt Lake, it got to 106 degrees. Today, it is well in the triple digits. It's probably around 102, 103 outside. It is stifling hot in here, and I just walked through the coldest pocket of air. It hit my whole body. And that's what I'm saying, is that there's a lot of these things that I can't tell you, you know. I can tell you. I can tell you what it feels like, but I can't show you. I can't prove it to you that I just felt that. But it is something. There's something. I think it's fair to say that there's something here. We just heard that thing say Walt. That said Walt. That was awesome. So I'm really excited to come back here in the nighttime. You haven't had anything happen to you before. You said that. You've heard all the stories. But we just stood in that room. We turned this box on. I'm not a magician. I can't make things say things. And you, as well as all of us, heard with your own ears the name Walt.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
I think it's awesome.
It is awesome.
It's nice to have, I mean, not that I didn't believe it, but it's just, it's here, and we want Walt to be part of Trolley Square.
So I guess it's time that we have to bring this little tour to an end because A, Mandy's got to get back to work. We can't just keep her busy all day. And B, I have to get to work because I have a show I got to get ready for right across the way over at Wiseguy's, which now I have to think about, being in one of these original buildings, may also be haunted. So we're going to go over there and see what we can find before our ghost hunt here tonight. So Mandy, I want to thank you very much for walking us through.
Thank you, Marcus.
It's been so awesome. I really can't stress how important it is for you folks to come and walk around these halls and feel the history, feel the energy, feel that 100 years worth of lives, worth of energy that is still walking around these halls.
So with our walkthrough of Trolley Square all done, we headed over to the possibly also haunted Wiseguys to get ready for the show. We spent our afternoon touring the Trolley Square Mall, learning about its history, and even meeting one of its resident spirits. But now, I had to punch in for work.
That's a good song, man. It always takes me a minute to get out of that one. Because that's a deep song. I love singing it. I love singing. I love his voice. I love Eddie Murphy's voice. Eddie better, not Eddie Murphy.
Yes,
A different band, right? Look at that Jimmy was talking to class today. That when I shut up, I'm like, Jimmy, quit talking to class. It's ridiculous. And you don't call me dog, all right? You don't need to. You don't know me. What's wrong with you?
Some crazy. It's a different band altogether.
Eddie Murphy and Pearl Jam.
Man.
That was my Eddie Vedder impression.
That was your what?
I said f***ing move on.
That was your...
There's a reason I play guitar.
But you know what, though? It is true. Once you get kind of all that out of you, once you kind of rid yourself of that, you gotta get back out there. And that's scary, right? Because you gotta go out and meet somebody in that. Where the are you going?
Just now.
At least they clean it up.
She's gonna do a little
She's
recon.
done. She'll just be back in longer time now. Yeah, maybe you don't want to go after the girl that you might want to marry. Maybe you want to kind of play the field a little bit. You know? Welcome back, Nobody noticed. It was fun. Alright, I just got done performing here at Wiseguys at Trolley Square, and we learned earlier that this building that Wiseguys is in was actually one of the original buildings that was here 100 years ago. So, I've never heard of any paranormal experiences here. I've performed here for many years. I've never heard any stories, but since I was here tonight, I just started asking around, kind of curious, and Alec here told me a story that happened to him, well, I guess it happened to you in the ladies' room.
In the ladies' room.
Yeah.
That's very one.
He was cleaning it, okay? He was cleaning. This isn't like what you come to get away from it all. This is you were in here, you were cleaning.
Doing my job, being professional.
You're being very professional. He was doing his job, and you just come in, you know, I just walk right in. Hello? I don't know. Do you do that?
I always ask if there's anybody in here. Often I'll even check the stalls to make sure, nobody's creeping around.
And now what exactly happened? It was open like this?
Yeah, it was open. You can see, these things pivot on their hinges a bit. If you, go and check it and whatnot, see, it will slam. But it was stationary at the time. And it was a hard slam.
Show me how hard. Just
audibly sitting there cleaning the counter, and then it was loud and strong enough a force that it actually locked the door.
So when you went to open it,
when I would go open it, it was locked, and I literally had to shimmy my way onto the other side to open it up.
If there's something here, I'm just gonna try to see if I can do it. I doubt. You know how they do that on the show, and like I was getting a kick out of when they're looking for Bigfoot, and they're like, somebody saw him here 6 months ago, so let's just hang out.
Oh yeah, just
and hope that happens.
Smoke break waiting for it.
Right, he's just that's where he is every day. So not to assume that that's same energy as here. Not to assume that we'll get the same thing, but I figured before we head over to our main hunt, I just wanted to come in here and hear this story and just see if we can get anything to do that same thing, just real quick. Is there anybody here that was here before, as part of this building, as part of the history of this place, that can shut this door again for us? Is there anybody that can slam this door? Can you move it at all, or do anything? Set off one of these paper towel things, turn a sink on, anything. I want to walk away from here tonight knowing that I've been in a haunted ladies' room. Just my luck. Hanging out in the ladies' room, nothing happening. So I guess we struck out here in the ladies' room at Wiseguy's, but we're about to head over and get our main hunt underway over at Trolley Square. But before we do, I got a little business to take care of.
Now that my show was over, it was time to head back over to Trolley Square's main building to begin our hunt and meet up with our ghost hunting partners, my wife Danny, and my sister-in-law, Carly.
So now we're back up here upstairs in where the old offices were. Like we'd heard earlier, there had been things reportedly moving around, office supplies working on their own, things turning on and off on their own. So we're up here in the 5,000 degree sweltering heat. You're probably gonna see all of us dripping sweat before this is over because it's very hot up here. Bad for us, good though if we do notice any weird little pockets of cold air because there's none to be found. I let you know earlier that my sister-in-law Carly and my wife Danny were gonna be joining us on this hunt, but aside from, as always, my good friend and trusty cameraman Ben, we also thought that since we were going to be dealing with so many different kinds of atmospheres here, we wanted to make sure that we captured as many sounds properly as we could for you guys. So we have a sound guy here with us tonight for his very first ghost hunt, very first time working with us. I am not kidding when I tell you that his name is Dick Casper. It couldn't have been more perfect, I think, really, right, Dick, to be called Dick Casper. I feel like I'm gonna have to call him Casper, only so I don't laugh all night, because I'm 11. So we're about to get ready. We're about to start our official night hunt here at Trolley Square Mall. So, we're about to go dark. Ben, you ready to switch over to IR? Now, I know you guys typically see these people walking around in the pitch black darkness and whatnot, and we will be doing that, I assure you. But the reason why I'm using this flashlight in this room is because, as you can see, there are solid steel boards, grates that people can knock their heads on, and Casper over here is walking around blind. So for his sake is why I'm using this flashlight. Now, we're here in the main office area where we've heard that things happen, and it's very hot up here. It's very stuffy up here. But right now it doesn't feel too off, I guess. It feels pretty normal, but we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get anything to happen. I'm gonna start rolling on my phone here, see if we get anything to fly by.
We walked around this old upstairs office space for a while, trying to get something to happen, but nothing ever did.
If we don't get any action up here within a little bit, we'll start moving down and out and start heading over towards Green Street. Now, it is very hot still outside in Salt Lake, and that's another thing that we were talking about earlier, is that feeling those cold chills, those things that you kind of pass through, those are very good indications. Is there something out there? But I'm gonna try this spirit box up here. I wanna see if we can get anyone to talk to us through this.
Right after I turn on the spirit box, an orb mysteriously flies into frame right by my head, and then turns and flies away. And then, just a few seconds later, it returns and appears to fly right into my head.
Is there anybody here that would like to say anything to us?
Despite capturing these two orbs, the spirits up here didn't seem to be too talkative, as nothing came through on our spirit box.
It's interesting because it just sits there and just goes and goes and goes.
So we decided to pack up and head over to Green Street.
Listen, we're gonna go try another place here.
Were the spirits of Trolley Square waiting to party with us over at the abandoned nightclub? We were about to find out.
It just became midnight, so we're gonna head over to Green Street and see if what we ran into earlier is still over there waiting for us. And since it was a little bit scarier than this place, I asked my buddies to come along with me. Come on, guys, let's go find some ghosts.
So without further ado, we headed over to the old abandoned Green Street building, which was 100 times creepier at night.
Now, not even 2 years ago, me and my wife used to come to this establishment. This place had a great menu, great drinks, and it was full. And then one night, they just left. Now, we're not exactly sure why they left. We're pretty sure it has nothing to do with the ghosts here, but we have heard that maybe somebody stayed behind. So, we're here in this abandoned club that, like I'm saying, was literally abandoned overnight, where the shakers still sit on the tables, where there's still cleaning supplies out, bar stools are still here. Now we're hoping that with all of this stuff left behind, with all of the bar stools, the kitchen equipment, the tables, the salt and pepper shakers, we're hoping that a little bit of that energy also stayed behind. So, we're gonna head upstairs. I'm gonna grab Danny and Carly. You guys ready to get going? We're ready. Well then let's do this. Let's go upstairs, shall we?
We immediately headed upstairs to the place where earlier we had already had an interaction with one of Trolley Square's resident spirits.
Let's have a seat at this bar for a minute.
Yeah, let's hang out at the bar. Let's do a spirit box session here. We'll let that shoot out into the room. We heard you here earlier. We want to give you the opportunity to talk to us again.
Only problem was, the spirits weren't feeling too talkative. We walked around the entire building, exploring every little nook and cranny. But, just like upstairs in the old offices, nothing was happening.
The scariest thing that's in here right now is this mold that's been growing on the counter.
Yeah, no
So we decided to take a little break. With nothing going on, I was wishing the spirits of Trolley Square would show up. But like they say, be careful what you wish for. After taking a break from the lack of action inside the boiling hot abandoned old bar, we decided to give it one more shot to see if anything really was here.
What did you say?
Did you open that door?
Door's been open.
Wow, it opened. It opened.
It's been open.
No, it moved.
This door?
Yes.
I didn't touch it.
You just watched it. And then it's a disaster. And then it's a disaster on the thing.
Really?
Straight up, it moved. It moved, Ben.
Like it was open and it opened more right before me?
It went this way. It went this way, though. It was moving this way.
And then it moved.
When I was standing here?
No, before you came out. That's why we were looking. And then it said disaster.
Recording.
It went like this. It was coming towards us. It went like this.
It moved and then it moved back.
And it would have popped.
It would have popped. That thing is...
It moved.
It moved.
You saw this
I
move.
swear. I just
Look at that.
grabbed
That's
Carly.
locked in there.
I grabbed Carly and I said, Carly, the door's moving.
So we just came outside because we had to take a break. It was very hot inside. I'm guessing it's well over 100 degrees in there. If we're in there for more than a few minutes, we all just start sweating through our clothes. So we got very hot. We decided to come out here and take a break. Now, Danny and Carly, you guys were just sitting down here on these tables, and you saw this door move. Now this door is locked into place. As you can see, to come back, it makes a very loud noise. You have to give it a pull. Once it's locked, it stays in position. This is not something that you just move. And you guys were down there, and what did you see?
I was just saying, and the door just started slowly moving, and I grabbed Carly and I said, Carly, look at the door. And it just kept going, and I thought maybe Ben was coming out, but we just kind of sat, and then it stopped, and a few seconds later they said disaster.
So our Oculus, which hasn't ever said this word before, came up with the word disaster. So we're just going to take what's happening.
That door just moved.
That door just moved on its own. Look, it's doing it again.
You guys, there's no wind.
It's doing it again, and it went backwards and it went forwards. We just saw that. Did you just see that?
There's no wind.
There's no wind out here. It's doing it again.
Look at, there's, guys.
Oh, I got it.
It's doing it again. Move that door again. Make that door move for me. Move that door one more time. Can you please move that door for me?
There it goes.
God. You guys.
What? And I don't know if it was your shadow, but I just got a shadow. Where you at, Dick?
Dick's sitting down.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try this one more time.
Okay, maybe it's your shadow.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna try this one more time. Okay? Nothing is touching this, okay? There is no wind out here. Okay? I mean, the slightest of breeze. You can see behind me. Look at here. These things, okay? That's me blowing. Okay? You can see. This is barely moving. It's not enough. And if it... Are you hearing people upstairs?
Right up in that.
What are you hearing?
Like scratching or just like movement. It could be a pigeon, but
I want to see if I can get this, because if we can get this to do this again on command, okay? I'm gonna try this one more time, guys. Okay? I don't know who you are. I just felt this whole place just changed. I'm feeling electric right now. Can you move this door for me one more time? Can you move this door and show me and prove to everybody else here that you are real? Can you move? I'm chilled. Can you? I feel like you're here with us. Can you please move this door for me? Can you please do that for us right now?
Move your hands, Mark. Okay.
Can you please do that one more time? We saw you do it before. It was amazing. I just want everyone else to know, to be able to feel. I mean, we feel that you're here. They can't feel that through our cameras. But can you say something? Please, just move this door one more time for us. And you can see, guys, like this is not something that the wind is doing. This is not something that is going on regularly because this door moves. This door is not moving now. And before that thing, was that what you saw? That's what you saw. And now look at that. It's not doing anything. It's not moving.
Let's go back in.
Okay. You know what? I say we head back inside then, because it sounds like this place is coming alive. So let's get going.
So with things seeming to heat up, we immediately headed back inside.
Alright, so we were just outside, taking a little break. You saw what happened. That door right there moved on its own. Twice on video, once before when you guys saw it. We just came back in here, and 10 minutes ago we walked out of this building, and this place was dead. There was nothing going on here. I started even to get frustrated that nothing had been going on. And then we walk outside, stuff starts happening, and now we're back in here, and there's a chill in the air that I can't explain. It's just something that you feel when you're here. So we wanted to give whoever was here one more opportunity to communicate with us. We're leaving the Ovilus on back here. I'm gonna let it chime in if it wants to. In fact, let's just bring it out here into the foreground. We're gonna go ahead and turn on our spirit box, and we're gonna ask some very specific questions and find out who is it that's here.
Our spirit box hadn't been on very long before we again heard a voice very clearly ask us for help.
Were you one of the people who...
Help?
Were you one of the people who... Were you one of the people who... Why do you need help?
Beer? We're in a bar.
Do you want a beer?
Please?
What kind of beer? What is your favorite beer?
Cold?
Cold. Beer. What is your favorite beer?
With the spirits seeming like they wanted to talk with us, we decided to try and find out why they were still hanging out here.
Let me ask you this. Is there anyone here who died here?
Right after I asked,
Is there anyone here who died here?
we hear a voice come through that clearly answers.
If so, if you were one of the people that died here, can you tell us your name specifically?
Ghost?
Ghost? I'm sorry,
There's help again. Help.
The spirits seemed talkative enough, but after seeing a door move on its own, I wasn't content to just get one-word spirit box answers.
do or say something to specifically let me know you're here.
But the spirits didn't seem to like to be told what to do in their own home.
Get out. They just said get out at 5 minutes. At 5 minutes you said get out.
They're just getting... I believe we've been asked to leave.
The spirits seemed like they were trying to tell us to leave.
You gotta do better. You want me to leave? We'll leave. You just gotta tell me to leave. You both.
Hearing what we thought was a voice clearly swearing at us, we decided to hurry and review.
Let's go back real quick.
We normally bleep out any F-bombs that might happen. But if we bleep this spirit box response out, how will you know if we're telling the truth about what it says? So, put the kids to bed, because here is the uncut review we did on the spot of this response.
On that dude's voice, say both.
Oh, yeah, both.
Breath. You can hear his
Yeah.
breath.
It's a bolt, there's no question.
Needing to take a break, Danny and Carly walked back over to the main mall to find a working bathroom. And since we had already received so many great responses with it, Ben and I decided to mess around with the spirit box again while they were gone to see if we could find out why these spirits didn't seem to like us.
A second ago, somebody swore at me. I want to know if that person's still here, why you don't like me.
But there was no response. In fact, we didn't get any responses until I asked,
Were you hurt here? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa.
What did you hear?
Whoa, hold on. Listen to this. Let's see if I heard what I thought I heard.
It's kind of there.
Wanting to get a second opinion to validate what we heard, we asked the returning Danny and Carly to tell us what they thought.
I asked the question, were you hurt here? It says with a gun.
With a gun.
I say, were you hurt here?
Feeling the energy shift, we decided to follow it.
You guys, I think we need to walk with this thing.
So we grabbed our stuff and headed back upstairs. So with the spirits literally opening the door for us, and having a woman tell us that she was hurt, we decided to head upstairs at this old club one more time to see if maybe the party had moved up there.
Somebody up here with us?
Oh my God, look at my arms. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, you're getting it too. You're all...
Who's up here?
Listen, okay guys, let's just verify. We were up here, all right? We've been here for a little while. And we were gonna bounce 15 minutes after this because this place was dead. There was nothing happening here. And now we're back up here and Carly's getting hit left and right. I feel like I'm just getting walked through. Like, this place doesn't feel empty. This place feels like it's full of people.
We showed up for happy hour.
As we moved over behind the bar to set up for our spirit box session, I set my phone down on top of the bar and let it record. And not long after, these two amazing orbs flew right by my camera. This first one, here, that flies in from the left of the screen. And then this second one, that amazingly comes in from the left, flies right into the center of our shot, and then turns and flies right back out in front of the camera.
We're back upstairs now. This is
now
kind
it's
of the
fine.
creepier area of Green Street. We were down in the corner. We did a spirit box session by the door that moved. We heard some interesting noises down there, and now we're up here just getting hit by energy left and right. This place has kind of come alive. And like we've said in the past, these things come in waves, so we're gonna ride this one. I'm gonna do one more spirit box session because out of all of the things that we've tried tonight, out of all of the different techniques that we've tried, this has been the most effective.
And not long after we turned our spirit box back on, I got hit by something really intense.
There it is. Oh, all right, you're here.
We're back.
All right, you're here.
Who's here?
Say something to scare us. I'm not scared of that.
That guy said hi, plain as day. I'm telling you, that's what's so weird about this, is they'll just pop in and say hi. Hi, how are you?
Oh, you should see the orb I just saw.
No, really?
Came right between Danny and Carly and went up.
No,
What was it?
stop it then and start filming again.
Dude, no, I'll just remember where it's at. I don't want to mess up our audio.
It's cold? Are you here right now?
Holy dude, that was a good one.
Right after a voice came through our spirit box and said hi, Ben managed to capture two very different orbs flying in over our heads.
How are you?
This first one here, that seems to be made up of three separate orbs stacked on top of each other and moving together in unison. And this second one, that flies in right above my head and then changes directions and flies away.
Okay, guys.
Right after these two orbs flew by us, Carly started to feel uncomfortable, very similar to what she experienced in our second episode in the basement of the Tuscan. So, figuring that these spirits were letting us know that they wanted to be left alone, we decided to head outside and make our way back into the main mall building for one last walkthrough.
We're back here inside the mall, and as you can see, it's still pretty lit up. I mean, this place never goes 100% dark. The sense we're the only people here And there's no one else in this mall. Even the security guard who's letting us in and out of this place is outside riding around on a scooter. Every door in this place is locked. There's no one here. We are literally the only people in this place. So let's just kind of start right here. And here, you know what? While we're here, oh, hey, look. Is this what you were saying?
Yeah.
I'm something to do here at the mall. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Sorry, I'm just gonna scroll through here real quick and see if it tells me where the ghosts are. Jewelry, entertainment, I guess we're not going to be able to get any help from this directory. We're just going to have to walk around.
So we decided to walk around the mall and see if we felt anything walking with us through these dark, empty halls.
Hey babe, while we're doing this, you want to maybe just snap some pictures around just to see if there's anything that shows up in any pictures?
And it didn't take long for the orbs to show up.
There's one on the first one I took.
As you can see, Danny captured a solid ball of light that appears to be hovering just above the floor. With Danny capturing orbs in the center of the mall, I decided to walk around to see if anywhere else felt off.
It's that way. It's that hallway. I feel like I get away from it when I walk this way.
It's right in the middle, dude.
Here's the thing, is we've walked around the layout of this mall a few times. We've been up and down. Heard it? Someone just walked right up there.
So thinking we heard someone walking around on the upper level, Ben and I hurried upstairs to check it out, while Danny and Carly stayed downstairs to take pictures. When suddenly, Ben felt something around him.
I feel something on my shoulders right now.
And Ben's feeling was validated by the picture that Danny took. As you can see, a bright orb that appears to be glowing is clearly hovering over Ben's shoulder, where he just said that he felt something. Not finding or feeling anything else upstairs, we hurried to meet up with Danny to see all that she had captured in her pictures.
It's like there's nothing up here. We've walked up and down both sides of that, and the funny thing is...
I've got an orb in almost every picture. It doesn't look like a reflection, it looks like a ball.
Yeah.
And they're not in every picture.
Right, it's just the ones... That's why I just want to make sure we verify that they're not showing up.
Nothing.
Let's go downstairs, dude.
Okay, well, here, shoot
Look,
me
I want to
first.
show you the orb.
Danny captured some incredible orbs in the picture she took. These aren't bugs or dust. These are dense orbs that seem to be radiating their own light, including this one that seems to be following us around. But mostly, they seem to be hanging out only in one section of the mall, by this storefront that is located right in Bay 3, where, we had been told earlier in the day, was where all the activity seemed to be centered.
I guess in the end, what it comes down to is that Salt Lake City, Utah has an amazing gift sitting in the heart of it. Historic building, a building that is well over 100 years old, that has housed so much history, and it's something that you can come to every single day. Not only is there great food, great stores, but there's also some great spirits walking around, and they don't mind letting themselves be known.
We spent our day walking around Salt Lake City's historic Trolley Square, where we met some of the resident spirits. We hung out in an abandoned nightclub, where the spirits opened the door for us, hung out with us, and weren't afraid to tell us how they felt. After spending some alone time with the Trolley Square Mall, I think it's safe to say, the halls here at Trolley Square Mall welcome both shoppers and spirits.